World of Warcraft was released in 2004. I was released in 2002. That makes me Gen Z. That's right, to me when it comes to WoW, when we're talking about nostalgia, we're not talking about classic time, we're talking around about Cataclysm. This means that when I talk about classic hardcore, it's not just coming from rose-tinted nostalgia goggles. It's all about the gameplay, baby. So here's WoW Classic Hardcore from a Gen Z perspective. So I only heard about classic WoW hardcore very recently, actually. Apparently there was like some hidden society in the WoW world that just decided that, you know, the hundreds of hours spent leveling to max level wasn't enough pain to endure. Well, I mean, they must have been onto something, right? Because the game's getting populated again. And who doesn't love that? As I'm sure most of you are aware, most of the big WoW creators, they all started playing during Vanilla WoW. Wow, I haven't heard anyone say Vanilla WoW in a while. But they always used to say for one reason or another why the game's better. But speaking as someone who definitely was not playing Vanilla WoW when it first came out, mainly because I was 2, I can confirm that there are definitely some things that are better in vanilla than in retail. And the thing that is amazing about vanilla WoW is how much better the leveling is. And that's why hardcore just sits perfectly within the community. As an add-on and challenge that's all about leveling, it's just perfect. Now my reason for coming back and playing hardcore isn't specifically for the challenge itself, but for another reason to level another character again. Now obviously I'm still going to follow the rules, I'm not going to die, I'm not going to party with people, all that stuff. But what the add-on's really done for me is given me an opportunity to come back and actually do it all again. For example, last year I was absolutely obsessed with TBC Classic. I leveled my Blood Elf Hunter from level 1 to 70, all on my own in the middle of the night after I came back from my ex-girlfriend's house. Yeah, no, I was that kind of giga gamer. For me, the fun came from the sense of achievement of getting that character up to max level, earning all those sweet talent points, and just finally being there at the top. It wasn't like retail where it's all about the end game. The fun doesn't start until the end game. I mean, what kind of philosophy is that? How the hell do they get new players nowadays? Honestly, I don't even know. Do they still get new players? If the answer's no, I'm not surprised. But here's sort of like where the problem really set in with that TBC thing. Well, they released Wrath of the Lich King, and I thought it was too easy, and I didn't even leave the Borean Tundra. My Blood Elf is still sat there, and I would have made a new character on Classic, but it's all dead. Until now. The other day I decided to make my first hardcore WoW character, a Night Elf Druid for a little bit of a change. And the first thing I noticed was how full Shadowglen was. Even general chat was pretty full of people. It was like Classic had just been released again. And seriously Blizzard, you should really just hire these devs to do your marketing for you. I mean, this is just seriously good free marketing. Even Darkest Dungeon's getting represented in this. What shocked me was that the rules of hardcore, they're actually surprisingly simple. It was basically stuff like don't party and don't die. Pretty simple, right? Well, they found a way to make it harder. Of course, they had to go and introduce an entire achievement system, which, unsurprisingly, is full of some pretty hard challenges, like don't use any potions, don't use any forms, and level to 60 without taking a single point of damage. Can you imagine being like level 59 or something and then accidentally taking full damage? I think you might actually off yourself. Unsurprisingly, I don't think anybody's actually completed that run yet either. For now, I just decided though I'm just going to play the normal rules because I'm pretty stupid and I'm going to die in a stupid way anyway. And lo and behold, well, I did. And I got it on camera too, but unfortunately my friends on Discord egging me on to kill the Grell wasn't picked up by the recording software for some reason. Can someone help me? There's a vicious Grell in front of me and it's level 7. Alright gamer, let's fucking go. Come here, bitch. Oh shit, the other one just pulled. Oh shit, oh wait, oh no, this is actually an oh shit moment. No, cast. Oh, I might actually die. Oh my god, why did you do this to me? Again, it's kind of annoying that their voices didn't pick up on the recording, but as you can imagine, they were watching my stream and laughing their asses off. But now it just meant it's time for my second character. This time I decided to make an undead rogue, because both Alliance and Mana is pretty damn cringe. And also I didn't want to make one of the classes that are just making hardcore way easier, because that seems a little bit counterproductive. But let me make myself clear. That is indeed enough of a justification to not make me take additional challenges. This run was much better than the last. For example, I found a hell of a lot more chests this time, which is quite lucky, but then again I also had the judgmental collapse from a warlock after I nearly died to a bat and a dog. Asshole. Then I was blessed by a much nicer gamer gentleman by the shoreline where the murlocs are. We both had to take care of the murlocs and because, you know, they pulled 2 at a time like annoying creatures when you're trying not to die. He would take one and I would take one. I call that a mutually beneficial transaction. And who doesn't love a good mutual exchange with men? Finally, at level 10, I learned how to dual wield and I realized something very important. The fact that it'd take me so long to kill everything was because I was still using my knife that I got from a level 4 quest. Upon realizing that, I decided to buy a cutlass, and holy hell I felt lethal. Some other great highlights was the Death Guard that decided to come and help me on one of my class quests. Oh, and the Death Guard just fucking murdered him. And this rare that nearly killed me because of this group of selfish bastards that decided they'd rather watch me die and have the loot for themselves than help me. I mean, I understand you're not really supposed to help other people, but really? But after that, it turned out all the spiders I actually did need to kill had all been murdered by everyone. Well, that's the outside ones anyway. So I decided to go back into the cave, only to have all of the spiders respawn on me and kill me. Oh, I'm definitely dying. Okay.
Oh dear. Did you die?
Yep. Okay, that one really hurt my feelings. If that run on my undead taught me anything, it's that you can't get overconfident when it comes to hardcore, as overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. I spent 7 hours on that rogue just for it all to be a waste of time. I was a lot more salty than I was on that druid. It made me realise I'm definitely back to classic, more for the classic experience than hardcore. I'm not the biggest fan of deleting my character on death. I mean, it just feels like a lot of time wasted. But maybe that's the beauty of it. And if I don't play hardcore, then where's the sense of community? The sense of community is what makes classic strong. Well, the sense of community definitely isn't with those guys, but you see my point. What I'm trying to say is, classic hardcore is actually really fun. Even for me, as a Gen Z person whose attention span has probably been ruined by the likes of TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I really do recommend the hardcore experience. However, you might break down in tears when you die at a high enough level. But do give it a go. You'll likely live to regret it, but still. What's the harm in trying? And if you want to know what else I recommend, well, one of these two videos here. And why not subscribe while you're at it? It's a pretty good offer, I mean, you know. You could do it, it is free. Yeah, if you fancy it.